Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. So my question is for Reeve. How did you prepare for your Dorian Gray role? What were your inspirations besides the book?
Oh yeah, I asked our creator and writer and showrunner John Logan whether he wanted me to incorporate much of the actual novel into the portrayal of that character, and he didn't necessarily want me to, because it was entirely its own creation, I think, Penny Dreadful. But I tried to think about Dorian's, the sort of loneliness that you would develop over the course of, whether it be potentially hundreds of years of existing when all of your loved ones, you outlive all of your loved ones, and what that would do to you. And I guess that was one of my primary preparatory, I don't know, I guess that's something that I did, just to think about trying to give him a sense of humanity, because a lot of things he does are not necessarily things that you would think of as honorable, but you want to make him someone that you would still potentially root for on some level. And I think exhibiting that sort of sadness in a way, I think helps that, to make him more relatable to people. I guess that was my goal.
Yeah, he was very relatable.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
I'm sorry, we're going to switch over to this side.
Yeah, my new question is why you don't take questions from this side of the room. No, really, I have a question for David. Wikipedia says you adopted an elephant. Is this true?
In the way that Wikipedia is true. I did adopt an elephant in that I send money to an elephant orphanage in Kenya. And I went, thank you, and I'm very proud of him.
What's his name?
Oh, there's an apostrophe in it. It's like K-K. K-A-I apostrophe K-I. But my favorite thing is, I met him when I was in Nairobi, and now I get updated photos. So I got, like, the first one I ever had, it was like a little, like, senior year photo, and it was this little elephant's head, like, peeking out around a tree, like he was being playful with the camera, and like, hi dad kind of look. So that was up on my fridge for a really long time. Yeah, so I guess I did adopt an elephant. He doesn't respect me anymore.
Thanks for supporting elephants.
Thank you.
Hi, my question is for all of you. Do you have a particular scene in your shows that when the first time you read it, you said, no way, I'm not gonna do that because it was embarrassing or you were scared?
Well, the one that I always think of was the first time that happened. That was the one with Bitsy and I, when, like, we were under that potion spell, and there was this crazy, like, love affair, this sexual attraction that was just overwhelming, and she, like, attacks me and then slaps me and I attack her, and we fight, and then she pulls a gun on me. It was like just a crazy scene, especially because it was like right at the beginning of season 2 and we hadn't done anything like that. And I thought, this is nuts, there's no way this is going to work. And it actually did work pretty well, but it's at that point that I realized that anything, like, this storylines can go anywhere, just be prepared. They might write anything for us.
Surely, with our show, at least, it was a bit of a trust fall sometimes. You would read the script, and you're just hoping they will make it work after you shoot it. I remember season 5, one of the creatures we had to kill was a giant rat. And it was a CGI rat. And so it's just 5 of us. I don't think you were there that time.
I'm never there.
Oh man, this was embarrassing.
Too busy being sure.
We were all just scared and cowering, and it was this stick with an X on it. So I'm just holding a giant stick. I'm like, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it worked, actually.
How did you guys kill the rat?
Well, we tricked the rat.
Of course.
We tricked it with our brain power. I believe that we coerced it into the power lines.
It's like Godzilla stuff.
That's a season 5 storyline for you. What about you, brother?
Oh man, I think like the first episode I read was, it had like I think at least 2 sex scenes in it for Dorian Gray, and so that made me nervous, to be honest with you, because I'd come from doing Spider-Man on Broadway, which was very family-friendly, to something like this, and I didn't know what I would, how I'd be able to handle all of that. So it made me nervous, but ultimately I'm really glad that I was open to it, because I think that they did it in such an artful way that it really didn't come across in a grotesque sort of, seedy sort of way. So, but it made me nervous on the page. I guess
so sweet.
Thank you.
It is. Thank you.
Sex is always stressful on the page, isn't it?
Yeah.
Terrifying.
On the page.
Hello.
Hi. Our Swedish friend.
Yes, it is. But Reeve, you kind of answered that question now, because I was going to ask you about the nudity, how you feel about the naked scenes, and I have seen your butt.
All right. What did you think? Is it past the test of approval?
I mean, I'm not sure. But if I want to see your butt. How would you feel about that?
About showing you my butt?
Showing more.
I'm alright with it.
I think my butt would take up a little too much screen. Yeah, it's a butt. It's a butt. I have the cutest little tush.
He has a great tush.
It's adorable.
He really fills up his pants.
I feel like there couldn't possibly be a better question.
Come on
to
in,
leave
Papa Bear.
in y'all's minds as I take Reeve and Sasha off stage, leaving you with just one beautiful image in your minds. So yeah, I'm going to bring you guys off stage.
Are you staying?
I'm staying.
All right.
I'll handle this.
Thank you, folks.
I'll handle this.
Good to see you.
We have a question in the back.
I do, yeah. Without spoilering for anyone, but I had about 7 heart attacks during the series finale.
Oh, my heart murmured the entire time.
And it was a really intense episode.
Very intense.
I was just wondering what it was like to film that.
Incredibly difficult to film, emotionally. So, for those of you who haven't watched, I won't spoil anything, but my character had quite an emotional journey the last 2 episodes of Grimm, where I was reading on the page one big event after big event after big event. So I kind of chose to do some reactions a little more subdued, some angry, some in despair. It was awful. And it happened to be a time in Portland. Portland didn't want us to leave, so it decided to have its first ice storm of the millennium. And production days were cut down, so we had to do it in a shorter amount of time. I lost my voice, I got laryngitis. It was a really difficult couple of episodes to shoot. But I think it was very satisfying to watch, even though I haven't seen it. I've just heard that. Yeah.
It really was. It was amazing.
You heard it here first, guys.
Sad to see it end, though.
Oh, yeah. As I said, I was sad to see it end, and I stopped getting paid. So it's doubly terrifying to me. Hi, everybody. Just a little Italian sitting on stage. Do I look Italian to all the Italians here? No? A little bit? Do I seem American? What is it? My attitude? I think I run the world. You know, Rome did that for a while. Hi. Question.
Can you talk to us a little bit about auditioning for Grimm?
Yeah.
Going into it, how did you feel? What were you looking forward to doing with it?
Well, I was looking forward to having a job at that point in my career. But the way I got Grimm was, there's a thing in Los Angeles called pilot season, which is when all of the scripts that might become shows one day kind of get put out, and you're auditioning a ton of times. And you're usually just a number. But for Grimm, I had worked with one of the producers, a guy named Sean Hayes, who was on a show called Will and Grace. I don't know if that came over here. Yeah. So he produced Grimm, strangely, because